Good afternoon, class. Today we are going to continue working on circle graphs. Okay. Uh, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the problem for you, which states Katie tracked the time she spent on homework per topic during 1 week. Answer the questions based on the pie graph below. Again, in the problem they call it pie graph, but we can also know that it's a circle graph as well. Okay. I'm going to read the success criteria. Success criteria for today is I can read the question and annotate circle graphs, including the values of each bar. Number two, I can find information for each answer choice, including A, comparison of values, differences or combined values, B, percentages through the use of proportions. Again, I also included the anchor chart, which helps you set up the proportion on how to find percent. Remember that the proportion that we will be using throughout this assignment will be part to whole compared to percentage over 100. So I'm going to start by reading the first question. What percentage of the time did Katie spend on Spanish and math? Okay, so if I'm actually annotating the problem, we'll focus in a little more. Okay, so the question is, what is the percentage? So I'm going to box in percentage because that's a key word. So I know that I'm going to be looking for percentage of time. Okay. And would mean both Spanish. I'm going to put a plus on N and math. Okay. So I'm looking for the percentage of time that includes Spanish and math. So then I look at my graph, circle graph over here, and Spanish, I'm going to circle Spanish right there. Spanish is 13%. Okay. And remember to follow along as I'm working through this problem. And since it's and, I know that I'm going to be adding that. The second one that I'm looking for is math homework. Well, let's see, math homework right there. That's 11%. So the next thing I know that I've noted how much percentage she spent on Spanish and on math. Now I'm going to add them both up together. And 13 plus 11, let's see, that's 4, gives me 24%. Now I'm going to stop right there because the question is asking for percentage. Okay, it's not asking for time, it's asking for percentage. So my answer will be 24%. Okay, so that's the first one. Now the second problem is combine which two topics require the greatest amount of time. So it's asking me which two topics, if I were to combine them, which means if I were to add them together, will be the greatest amount of time. Okay, so I'm looking for the two topics that she spent the most time on. So if I look at my circle graph, I know that one of them is English, and the other one would have to be band. Okay, so then my answer again would be English and band, or it could be band and English. Okay, so those are my first two answers. Again, remember to follow along on your paper, take notes as we go through the problems. Okay, now I'm gonna move up a little here. Next, I'm gonna go to number 3. Number 3, the question is, between band and English, which topic took longer, or did they require equal time? So again, I'm still looking at band and English, and I'm being asked which one took the most time. So I can basically look at it and figure out which one had the highest percentage, band or English, and band had 26, English 24. So therefore, I know that the one that took the most time is band. Okay, remember that some of these problems you really just have to read so that you understand what the question is asking you. All right, now let me look at number 4. Let me move up a little, I'll move it up so I can have some room right there. Number 4, if Katie spent 100 minutes, I'm going to circle 100 minutes because I want to make note of that, on homework, how many more minutes did she spend on English than math? So then I'm going to come back and I'm going to erase this one and I'm going to erase that one because now I'm working on English and math. And this one is, I'm gonna write it down here on the bottom. I know that English, let me mix. She spent on English, she spent 24% of the time. And then on math, she ended up spending 11%. Okay? And we want to know how much more time did she spend on English and math. So we're actually subtracting. So 24 minus 11 will give me 13%. Okay? But remember that this time it's asking for minutes. It's asking me for minutes, not percent. So now I got to set up my proportion. I'll set it up right here. And remember, my proportion is percentage over 100, which I know that my percentage is 13 over 100. I know that the total amount of time is 100 minutes, and the part is what I'm trying to solve. Next, I'm going to do cross multiplication. X times 100 gives me 100x, and 13 times 100 gives me 1300. Okay. Now I've got 100 times x. Inverse operation of multiplication will be division, and I'm dividing by 100. So if I divide 1300 by 100, that gives me 13. And 100 divided by 100 would be 1x. Therefore, my answer would be 13 minutes. Okay. And now the last one. Again, Katie spent 100 minutes, so 100% of the circle would be 100 minutes on homework. How many minutes were spent on art? Well, let me look back up here and look for art. Well, art, here we go. And notice that she spent 10% on art, so I'm gonna write it right here. Art is equal to 10%. Okay, but they're asking for minutes, not percentage. So then I go back to setting up my proportion, which would be, let's see, it would be 10% over 100 is equal x over 100. Now, most of us can probably look at this and figure out what our answer would be, but I'm going to go ahead and walk through the steps. Okay, cross multiply. That gives me 100x is equal to 10 times 100, and 10 times 100 is 1,000. Inverse of multiplication is division. So now I'm going to divide. 100 divided by 100 gives me 1x. And let's see, 10 divided by 1 would be 10. So that means that she spent a total of 10 minutes on art. Okay? All right. I hope this will help you solve the rest of them. Again, remember that read the question carefully and follow your success criteria. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and start on your assignment, please.